What's up, guys? My name is Gabe and welcome back to the Trojan Blade. Welcome back to a brand new video. Not gonna do a game review this week. I feel like no one really cares what my thoughts about the game are after my rewatch. But what we are going to do is a state of the program video here on the channel. The recurring issues we have seen on the field from week to week all lead a trail back to a broader problem that keeps biting us again and again. If you listen to me and my instant reaction absolutely raging and losing my mind, you would have heard me say like 6 times, I don't know where we go from here. I still don't know if I can answer that question, but I will do my best to answer it in today's video. This season is so backwards and so off the rails from where I thought we would be. 3-4 with losses to 2 of the 3 worst teams on our schedule, a regressing quarterback, a depleted defense. Rough times are upon us and we have a lot to talk about. So before we get into it, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get into it. Okay, so first off, I just want to say that being 3-4 is unacceptable. We have had as bad of breaks as anyone, whether it's the refs or injuries. You think of a bad break, we've probably had it happen to us twice over this year. This is not a unique problem in football though. Everybody has bad breaks from time to time, everybody has injuries, and we just haven't handled it well. And while we are doing a reset this year, this is an overhauled defensive staff, it's an overhauled program philosophy. First time doing this strength and conditioning program. We just lost to Minnesota and Maryland. All the excuses, all the benefit of the doubt, all the second chances, done. Out the window, gone. I have zero trust in this entire operation right now. I don't trust Lincoln Riley, and that's where the biggest problem is right now, in my opinion. I'm not in the Riley out camp. I think he's still able to get this right. That's my opinion. But I asked you guys over on Twitter where you stand. Are you Riley in or are you Riley out? Very simple question. It was open for 24 hours. We got a total of 3,327 votes and 67% of you say Riley out. Now, obviously, we're not making the call here if Lincoln stays or goes, but what this does is it puts a thermometer into the fan base. And what it says is that Lincoln Riley is losing the fan base. And look, there are plenty of reasons to be frustrated with Lincoln Riley. Him telling the fan base we have untrained eyes in his defensive Alex Grinch, his dreadful late game management, the recruiting woes, and man, a story by Luca Evans from the OC Register came out a few days ago. It's linked in the description if you want to read it. But some really damning quotes from coaches from Oaks Christian, Mater Dei, and St. John Bosco that show you how little Lincoln prioritizes recruiting in-state. It really is a must read, and again guys, it is linked down below in the description. So in terms of the Trojan fan base, with everything I've seen, with what some fans were yelling at Lincoln Riley as he ran into the tunnel against Penn State, he is losing the fan base. If the majority isn't already completely lost, when we lose another game this season, and believe me, we will, if we lose to Rutgers, for instance, game, set, and match, the fan base will be almost completely out. Like it is at any blue blood, when you lose the fan base, you are a sitting duck. In order to stop the bleeding with this whole operation, major changes are needed and needed right now. We have to go on a big run here to end the year. We can't lose to Rutgers, we can't lose to Washington, we can't lose to UCLA or Notre Dame. And at this point, I'm not confident in any of those games, not even close. So in regards to Lincoln, do I still believe in him? I have no clue. I'm just in wait and see mode right now. Little side note, if you guys do want a full video on the in-state recruiting stuff, please do let me know down below. But now let's talk about more on the field issues. We'll start with the offense. I, of course, have been staunch in my defense of Miller Moss. What's clear to me now after doing my Maryland rewatch and factoring in the Minnesota game and the Penn State game, this Miller Moss that we're seeing on the field right now is not the same player that we saw against LSU or Utah State. I was talking to Tim Prangley from the USC Voice of College Football channel, and he just brought up the amount of hits Miller has taken, and in particular how hard he's gotten hit. And that really made me think, because he is a different player now. He acts frantic whenever there's a little bit of pressure, and the catastrophic turnovers have not been cleaned up by any means. He looks a little broken to me, both in terms of confidence and just how he's seeing the field. We saw an elite quarterback against LSU. We saw an elite quarterback in the second half of the Michigan and Wisconsin games. This has been a bad stretch for him, and the performances are getting worse and worse. Now, if there is one thing, and one thing only, that I still trust Lincoln Riley with, it is the quarterback position. If he thinks Miller is the best option going forward, I'll support it. If he thinks Jaden is the best option, I'll support it. However, I do personally think Jaden is going to be this team starter at some point. Is it this week? Not sure. But I do think it's very important to talk about what we need to see if Jaden is in there. You hear a lot of people say he needs to be starting just because he's more mobile, and Miller can't run RPOs. First off, mobility is the least of Miller's problems right now. And guys, you don't need speed to run RPOs as a quarterback. I just watched Joe Flacco running RPOs with the Colts a few weeks ago. The idea that you have to be some burner to run RPOs is completely false. So here's an actual solution for the offense, instead of just saying we need a mobile quarterback. Think back to the offseason pre-Holiday Bowl. If you were watching this channel, what was the thing I talked about the most? Will Howard. Will Howard was a silent commit to USC. Yes, that is a factual statement. Will Howard was silently committed to play for USC, and I thought that was a perfect fit for us. I was imagining a blend of 2019 Jalen Hurts, Oklahoma, and 2012 K-State Colin Klein, quarterback power, quarterback counter, and then letting Woody and Q each touch the ball 15 plus times a game. This offensive line is built for the run game. It would have been a perfect fit in the Big Ten. And while he has nowhere near the experience or ability as a thrower, in my opinion, Jaden Maiava could do that role for us. Instead of throwing it 40 to 50 times a game, let's throw it 25 times a game and get downhill. And as I'm recording this video, as you see up on the screen right now, Lincoln isn't letting the media view any portion of practice. To me, that either means it's Maiava time or Lincoln is isolating himself and the team even further from the fan base. Oh man, this is really starting to feel like last year. The few fans that are going to be there on Friday night, if we don't play well, it's going to be a cauldron. The boo birds will come out and the situation could get even more toxic. I do feel like Lincoln addressing the fans directly at some point could help. Up to this point, he pretty much acts like we don't exist. Fans matter. Connection with the program matters. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like there's a serious lack of connection right now. So many questions. I was really down Sunday night and watched like 4 condensed games from 2022. I just cannot believe the point we are at right now. It's year 3 and we're 3-4 with losses to Maryland and Minnesota, regressing on both sides of the ball, all the blown leads and late game collapses. This is a soft program right now. I thought we were beyond that. I didn't think it was like that anymore, but here we are. It's soft. This is a bad spot, man. Not gonna sugarcoat it. There's not a lot to be optimistic about. The on-the-field product sucks. Recruiting's not where we need it to be. And the head ball coach is inching closer and closer to losing the majority of the fan base, if we're not already there. So where do we go from here? What is the state of the program? The word I keep coming back to, and I think everybody can agree with this, it feels uncertain. I don't know what the rest of the season looks like. I don't trust the direction of this program. In-state recruiting has gone off a cliff, and it really sounds like Lincoln does not give a shit about recruiting in the state of California. To sum it all up, we're in trouble. There's no way around it. Everyone's saying fire Riley. We're not gonna fire Lincoln Riley. I think I saw his buyout was somewhere in the $70 to $80 million range. That's not happening. We're in the situation we're in. It's either gonna work or it's not. It's obviously trending one way more than the other right now. Where do we go the rest of the season? Does Jaden come in and maybe we catch lightning in a bottle and save our season? I don't really see that happening. The problems run deeper than the quarterback. I guess for my closing statement, the season's cooked. Development for the young guys is the only thing that matters now. Let's start to see Cam Fountain. Let's see Elijah Newby. Let's see Celis Williams. Let's see Jaden Maiava. Let's see Xavier Jordan. Let's see Joey Olsen. Getting those guys reps and getting all eyes on 2025 is all that matters now. As always, man, I appreciate you guys being here. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. You're all awesome, and as always, take care and fight on.